we've gone down all that tunnel, and it's like, yeah, the mining's not really gone on up there. No. Most of our mining is done deep. Warning: lava 1,250 Celsius, which is actually the actual measurement of heat from a piece of lava. So there you go. Cannot protection. So any miner comes through here. Fire tools. Which there is none because, you know, we're like 10 days since last day in lava, which is actually a lie. We put these signs up to be like, no one's dying. Yeah, Jim died yesterday. But miners, there are so many miners down here, and they get replaced so often that actually no one knows each other. So here we go, mining tool. So if we go down here, this is a mine, and here's what we've mined. Massive mine. So stay on the path where you'll get lost and die. Basically our lines. Lower path. So that's a bridge which I haven't built yet. Down here we've got the lava collection, where we collect lava, materials. We've got the guard tower and the fire station. Tunnel collapsations have killed so many. So this is where the tunnel collapsed. So yeah, you get the point. Massive tunnel. Here's mining the experience explore. So what that means is the people you start kit to the main one, people who get kit and come out without just getting a pickaxe are exploring. They get safety equipment, they're well trained, they get paid, and they get a good life. And they basically get to go down these tunnels and explore. What do they get for exploring? Money. That's right, they get a lot. Like just exploring down here, and they get lost, and they never come back. Tough for them, we've got their money. They've made us money. That's what this whole underworld is. One big money game. Those who can make it anyway. But there are loads of split-offs from the water game. So down here I still haven't built, but would be a water station where they collect water from the underground deeps, which they'll sell to the people as like expensive. So new mining line. Investigation in case. In progress. Now down here, part of this bit down here, to put itself into the old mine, where a lot of old miners from the olden days of this world were mining, and we found bodies from the old mines. Now we build these mines like this. With a floor, no ceiling. And like down here, this whole thing could collapse. And it'd be like this quick, and be like, and you're dead. So we have these, which pretty much make sure you have a way out. And through here, you're not safe. If this bit here collapsed, all oxygen in the tunnel, because these have holes in them, so the oxygen. But without the oxygen, everyone dies. Up here's where the safety features. It's the main tunnel, so it has loads of safety columns. This is the main shaft, which has loads of concrete and brick, so it will never break. The elevator carries 16 miles down. And up again. It's a terrifying thing about this job. As any miner who's worked in these jobs will tell you, there is no such thing as a little quake and you're coming back. So there's the mining point. The next part is the village. So if you one up, you get to live in a village and be a farmer. Now, as much as that sounds like, oh, farm, what? I was like, well, look at this. This is a massive wheat field here, growing tons of crops, probably thousands worth of crops. Very rich fields, very big production of wheat. So we look at it from this point of view, look all that wheat. So much. Everywhere they can squeeze in food, they will. Why? Because it sells not. And each building, except for that one, I have its storage things. This is the first storage. There'll be more storages, like hunters will get their storage. Then the farmers get their storage. And the wheat will get turned to bread. Then if you don't work for them, then you become a forester. You have to go out, cut up the wood. I've experienced it already. Cut up the wood. Wood gets cut, skinned, turned in there, gets flated, turned into wood blocks, wood items, and gets sold off. So here's your tools. Tuck shop. So you got your helmets, and you got your axes. You will notice there's a shit axe. Yep. Toolkits. Here's all the cut items they make, and they'll sell us. So a person will come along the next day. A person called collectors who collect items in very heavy bags will come here, collect some items, and he would run back to past the kingdom, and in the kingdom he'll get checked over by the cargo unit. Screw up and down and go, yeah, that's stuff and come. So here's all the different woods and what they skimmed down to. Here's all the logs they've recently cut, and they're storing up there. And then here's all the logs that are storing now. They're cutting up these logs, so bring these logs through, cut in half, skin it of everything. Then later they bring it on here, chop, chop, chop. And then they take these pieces, stack them in here. And that really gives you a point of view of how much they stack. Lots of separate logs just stacked up in little piles, ready to be sent off. And so over here, watershed. So yeah, you get the point. This world's corrupt, broken, kind of on its own. People have classics. You could get this world. It's a bit more law. And these words would make sense. Yeah. So if you didn't read that, pause it, whatever, I don't care. But that's the point. This entire world is based on that law that the goddess, the emperor goddess built our world. The empress goddess controls us. The empress goddess powers us. And if not, well, you know where you're going. If you're a heretic, you get sent away and die in many different ways. Oh yeah, I was talking about a mind thing. So if you're wondering, where does it go? Where does the mind go? I was talking about that. I think it might be the last one. Where does that little tunnel lead? The little one underground. Well, then sugar from Prairie. Let's go over to it. It's right near the International Trading Centre, which is used because we have traders who make us a lot of money, and we use that money to buy more weapons to destroy more countries. Very small, not. And here, the international cargo for these mines. So it goes down here. And the reason like those tunnels aren't done up, everywhere else would have those tunnels done up, but not for money reasons, because it's the actual weakness of this entire border. So if that gets attacked, we blow up the tunnel, and pretty much this entire bit down here would just go, ground would actually flump downwards. So if you imagine that, you just need a giant line like a trench appear filled water. So yeah, it's a weakness that we can actually turn into an actual strategic advantage. And then we've got some other things. So apart from like death camps, let's go into some north. So we have like upper class housing. The locals, Lord Grey, who was a lord who owned this land before, and these are the housings. Then we've got holy relics that her goddess has blessed. And this is blessed soil, we call it. So she's blessed this, and so it's protected. Anything she blesses, we protect. Down here would be the underground farming, once I set it up properly, which would be our giant farming step. 2 cheating farming above ground. Underground, talk about underground. I think it's this one. No. That one. We have underground housing and tunnel networks. Here's the underground housing, which in itself will eventually, all this will be. What is this wood? All this down here will eventually be turned to lots and lots of housing for upper class people. So down here, if you live down here, you get a chest, you get an oven, that's class. You get your own bar, and then that restaurant. So this is what the upper class are living in. Housing, basic housing. But most of it over here is unbuilt. This is all dangerous to new miners, and the reason for that number way up again. But yeah, lots of tunnels, like massive tunnels. So even in the city itself, we have building explosions. So this instead isn't about mining, essentially. What they're mining for here is land. What's land for? The land is so we have somewhere to expand, so we can have more living, so more upper class people come here. Then eventually all this will get shredded out for a giant building like that, which unlike the Dread universe tie up those sort of towns of housing for the upper class. I've got lots of churches around here. Don't you worry about that. Here is the bank, the most financial important building. It's near the ocean, so it's near the sea. That house there, the underground city entrance there, some housing there, the navy here, a protection bunkers out here, and the trading entrance for items out of the empire. This is the bank. So there's 2 ways in. The CEO's way in, and general public's depositing. So to go in this bank, first, there's a checkpoint, which is guarded, so they'll check your passport, identification papers, and see if you have permission. Those are the blocks you use. This bank is double thick, like all of it. No joke, all this building is double thick. So technically it's quite a thick building. So you deposit in here, so you would hand it money, so you're like, I got money, hand it over, back. But if you're staff, you open the scanner, go through the scanner, silent alarm, if it wasn't right. Here's where they got money. person will come down every so often. I think we'll talk about this in another video. We'll come up, collect the money, go upstairs and go through all the security points. There are actually levels for staff in here. Here's the general, financial, banking. So like in a bit of stock markets and that. People work some of these stock markets, some of these international, money laundering and military spending. Up here's the level 2 to 3. Up here you level 2 to 3. Here's a checkpoint. So you'd have to hold your balance, go past, just check. If I to remember who scan who you are. This thing scans you, so those scan your ID and your pass. There's no weapons. Yeah. There's someone scan you, so it's got a record of who goes in. If it doesn't recognise you, the alarm will be pushed, all doors go locked down. And the upstairs safes go on lockdown. But we'll talk about it. Here's the office for her emperor. If she ever comes back, is her Majesty Goddess Emperor's office. When she was alive, she had it. The IT and local financing, very small because we don't give a shit. Up here, two things: non-royal expense items. So things like gifts and that. Indian Republic as well. So if an alarm was to go off, this wouldn't be hit. The key switch. The metal doors hit shut. There's 2 iron doors. Then if the alarm was to be shut, all these would shut. And all these doors would shut. So you get the point. All buttons up here are the lockdown. Any button pressed up here would instantly shut the thing down. Here's a guard room, unfinished yet. Upstairs entrance, which if you go upstairs is monitored. This is the way into the bank. Access. You're in. So there's not a lot of security, but you didn't notice that all those thick bits of wall in between, chunky double root ceilings. Why? What do you mean double chunky double ceilings? Ha ha ha, my friend. All except from up here have double chunky ceilings. So literally everything is chunky. So stop anyone getting through. I had to expand this bank a couple times. So here's the money safe. So here's where all the money's kept. If you want that. Door monitor. So every door opens, he checks. And there's an alarm and checks if people are upstairs. There'll only be 6 people actually up here at a time. Here's the stair entrance. You have a key for stairs. You click it in, tap the pad, and go upstairs. This floor here is security. All the monitoring staff, all the armed guards, which you can monitor who's in that safe. Up here we have metals and match value stuff like golds and whatnot. Up here is the natural experimental stuff, gold and that more. So metals, gold, or anything expensive will be up here. Now, this is up to the top. And here we've got historic documents and any royal item. So these are historic. So these are broken souls. See, I did about 4,000 split souls in the last one. And then the royal crosses. Half Her Majesty. This is the half religious empires that do put up flags. Have the civil one, the ones that full. I've got parts of a sword. The heart, bones, blood, soul, crown. Then we got the royal chest piece, the laws, the weapons of mass destruction, Metal Gear, you get the point. And battle plans. The Trident of the Sea Goddess. The Sword of Death, which you wouldn't. And this is get the point. All these chests would be filled with cursed shit, all sorts. You know, whatever they would want. Next in here is the entrance and exit for the helipad. So only people come up here on phone. Here's the rare expensive items. I think I might have. You get diamonds, anything from the sea that's worth money, crystals, lots of crystals, a lot of crystals. So deep sea mining found crystals and shards, whatever you want. Just say they're crystals. So basically, those are very valuable, very important. We've got the chemical safe with all the chemical weapons of the kingdom. Okay. So weapons of death and all that. The next part of this is the historic documents of this kingdom. So we'd have historic documents in here, and we got a lot of parts in here, massive amounts. But the helipad's at the top, so you get the point. It's big, massive kingdom with huge expectations and massive changes to it. I was just travelling through it. This probably took me, I don't know, not even that. I'd say in time, I'd say about, I can't even know, but I'd say this has been about a 2-year project of building every one of these bits from scratch, and it's been quite fun. I mean, to build something like that, like I built this today, it took about, probably I'd say about an hour and a half to build this structure and have it perfect. And then it will take probably another couple hours to do the insides, get them bits inside, then add some lore to those bits because I like doing that, it's quite funny, and then add some bits inside. And eventually this map will become so big. Actually, there was a point that around this area here, because of how many bits and included items in chests and all sorts around here, the game actually lagged at some points. So I was building these walls, and sometimes I'd build like a mile wall and just gone. So yeah, it's taken a long time to do. Big projects, big amount of time. It's been good. And if you're watching this in the title like, this ain't Far Cry, no it's not. I just left the title from the last game I played. If you want to go see that a little bit, then it's there in my thingy. I'm kind of annoyed that in Far Cry 6 I can't replay missions without replaying the entire game, which is stupid, but alright. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for watching.